A couple of months ago, I went to see Beyonce whenever she came to Tampa for that stop of the Renaissance World Tour. I've been a fan of Beyonce for a while, and I went because I had a bit of FOMO because I had been for months watching videos of people online from different moments in the concert, just to their overall experiences. And I definitely wanted to get in on some of that action and experience it too. I wanted to belong, right? But secondly, and more importantly, I really knew that there'd be so many lessons that would come from it. I had written articles on Beyonce in the past whenever I watched her concert and just seen different actions that she's taken from a marketing standpoint. And there's so much to learn from business owners. And I knew that going to this concert, there would be some other lessons learned that would come out of it. So I bought the ticket, went to the concert, went solo, and came away with lots of great things to share with you. So just a couple of housekeeping items for you about Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour, just in case you aren't aware. It is the highest grossing tour of any Black female artist. And you're going to hear about this a lot more in this episode, is that belonging plays a major role in the success of the tour. The final tally for the revenue for this tour was $579 million. And another estimate showed that the Renaissance tour out-earned all of Beyonce's previous tours combined. Now, there are a number of factors impacting record numbers for the Renaissance World Tour. Some analysts say it was the impact of pent-up demand for concerts and experiences following the pandemic. Others say it's the success she's experiencing now is due to years of achievements and accolades, and it's the cumulative effect of a feeling of belonging amongst fans. I'm in that camp. Now, you hear me say this all the time. Business is about belonging, and that's because life is about belonging. The more that people feel like they belong with you, the more they will reward you with their attention and their loyalty. So after this short break, I'm going to walk you through 5 lessons in belonging from Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour that you should definitely apply to earn the fierce loyalty of more of the people you want to serve. Now, this will be the first in a mini series that we're doing on belonging, because as you know, belonging is critical in building an inclusive brand. All right, so more to come right after this short break. Did you know that most businesses only use 20% of their data? That's like reading a book with most of the pages torn out, or paying for a coffee that's just 1/5 full. Point is, you miss a lot unless you use HubSpot. Their customer platform gives you access to the data you need to grow your business. The insights trapped in emails, call logs, and transcripts, all that unstructured data that makes all the difference. Because when you know more, you grow more. And when you get a full cup of coffee, you can do more too. But I digress. Visit HubSpot.com today. The first lesson in belonging that you should pick up from Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour is that you should commit to longevity and evolving together. And that's together with the people that you're serving. Beyonce's career spans more than 25 years, and many of her loyal fans have been with her throughout. Now, they know the songs from her early days. They were with her during her time in Destiny's Child, when she got married, when she had her first child, and later on when she had her twins. Now, they've watched her grow and evolve with her music and as an artist. Fun fact, I saw Beyonce for the first time way back in 1999 when she was part of the original Destiny's Child, like the original 4, when I was on an internship in Pittsburgh. They were still singing Bills, 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 right? So this is way back when. So this time that I went to go see them was the second time that I went. Long time I've been around. But Beyonce's fans feel like they have a relationship with her. Now, that relationship has developed and strengthened over time. As you work to show the people that you serve that they belong with you, don't underestimate the power of being a constant staple in their lives. Now, that doesn't mean just being present passively. It means to be there and to take the people you serve on a journey with you as you grow and evolve together. Besides, if your goal is to engage consumers from underrepresented and underserved communities, which you're listening to this podcast, so I imagine it is, then you know that their expectation is for you to prove your commitment to them by showing up over time. There are far too many brands who just think that they can just show up and all of a sudden, all these people from underrepresented, underserved communities are just going to flock to them because they showed up. That is not the case. They want you to earn their trust. Belonging often does not happen immediately. It takes time to develop and to solidify. Belonging is a long-term strategy. The longer you stick around, the more opportunity you have to connect with people in a way that makes them feel seen and supported by you. So commit to serving your customers and their communities for the long term. When you continue to show up for them again and again in ways that are meaningful to them, belonging will be a natural byproduct. All right, a second lesson in belonging from Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour is to build relationships with the people that you serve. There are lots of brands and music artists that we all know that have been around for a long time. But longevity alone isn't what makes Beyonce's relationship with her fans so special. It's the relationship she's developed with people over time that has made them stick with her. And it's the relationship that you will build with the people that you want to serve over time that will cause them to stick with you. And on the rare occasion when your friend, someone you have a relationship with, comes to town, you make time to go out and hang out with them. That's a big reason why Beyonce's fans bought tickets averaging $700 each to go be in the arena for the Renaissance World Tour. They wanted to show up for their friend. Side note, I did not pay $700 for my ticket. Not even close. Beyonce and I are cool, but we ain't that cool. Now, how does Beyonce build this relationship with her fans? She sees the things they do for her, she listens to their requests, and she acknowledges them. It's not a one-sided relationship where one side is solely extracting from the other. So back in 2022, when the Renaissance album first came out, there were some leaks about the album. So the Beehive took to action, that's her fan club, and Beyonce saw what they did for her when the album was leaked, and she decided to write them a note. So here's what she posted up. So the album leaked and you all actually waited until the proper release time so you could enjoy it together. I've never seen anything like it. I can't thank you all enough for your love and protection. I appreciate you for calling out anyone that was trying to sneak into the club early. It means the world to me. Thank you for your unwavering support. Thank you for being patient. We are going to take our time and enjoy the music. I will continue to give you my all and do my best to bring you joy. I love you deep. The relationships you build and the relationship you cultivate fuel belonging. Relationships fuel loyalty. Be intentional about building relationships with the people you serve. Talk to them, interact with them, acknowledge and show appreciation for what they do for you. They'll reward you with a deeper degree of loyalty when you do. Okay, a third way that Beyonce fostered a sense of belonging with her fan base is by contributing to the soundtrack of their lives. And this is a lesson, of course, that you should be following too. One of the hallmarks of belonging is a deep sense of knowing that the people around you get you. Now, videos on social media show Beyonce fans at Renaissance concerts belting out the lyrics to songs at the top of their lungs without a care in the world about who hears them or what they sound like. At times, you'll even see concert goers crying as they sing these lyrics. Now, I must confess to you, whenever I went to the concert, I did exactly these same things. I was belting out the lyrics. I sang at the top of my lungs. I was all in. And I have to say, on the second song, whenever I got in there, when Beyonce started singing, I never got people who cried at concerts before. I just didn't really understand why they would even do that. But whenever she started singing one of those way back Beyonce songs, and I remembered where I was, I remembered the emotions that I was going through as those songs were released, I sang it and I cried. I cried. And of course, I totally got what all those people were going through. For many fans, myself included, the lyrics have often been in their hearts for years. The lyrics stir up memories. They give voice to emotions they didn't know how to express and mark important milestones in their lives. Beyonce makes her audience feel seen through her music. They feel the words and themes are relevant and relatable to their lives. Now, your brand doesn't have to start producing music to have that same impact. Instead, look for ways to weave yourself into the important moments in the lives of the people you serve. Give voice to their feelings, empower them, ensure that the work and experiences you deliver are relevant and relatable to their lives. All right, we'll get to the other two lessons in belonging from Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour after this short break. Okay, I've got another podcast recommendation for you. It's Augmenters, hosted by Julie Meyer and Jimmy Edgerton, and it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. So on this show, Julie and Jimmy dive into mentoring and explore ways to augment and refresh the mentoring environment. They're using 8 core principles that weave relevant spirit guides and diverse guests, and Julie and Jimmy use a lot of humor and practical tips to help mentors and mentees get further, faster together. There's so many great episodes to tune into for this show, but one that you might find especially interesting is their latest episode, number 120, Mentoring Across Gender, Men as Allies and Mentors. Listen to Augmenters wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, so when fans buy tickets to a Beyonce concert, their expectation isn't that they will go, have a seat, and be entertained for 2.5 hours. They go with the expectation of participating. A big part of the experience of going to a Beyonce show is the fashion. Fans plan out months in advance what they wear, with some investing just as much in their concert wardrobe as their ticket. And then, of course, there is the singing and dancing they do during the concert. Part of the participation during the Renaissance World Tour is even a group challenge that has different cities competing against each other for top honors. And that was the Mute Challenge. And there were all kinds of videos all online, on socials, on Twitter or X or Instagram and everywhere, where people were showcasing the moments during the Mute Challenge where they've told people to shut up, they've put their hands over people's mouths. They've just done whatever they could so that their team, their city, could win this group Mute Challenge. The lesson for you is to build a strategy that gets the people you serve involved in the experience you deliver. Design an experience your customers want to participate in, and one that is enhanced the more they engage. And the last lesson in belonging that we'll talk about today, specifically inspired by the Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour, is to deliver remarkable experiences. This shouldn't come as a surprise to you that I'm talking about this one. Every Beyonce performance is a noteworthy one, whether it's through her vocals, the dancing, the visual storytelling, or just the fashion. Beyonce always gives her fans something worth talking about and worth remembering. One fan wrote on X that every day for the rest of my life will now have to be compared to the day I saw Beyonce in person. And honestly, it's super inconsiderate of her. And they were showcasing a video of their experience at the Renaissance World Tour. So don't skip on designing a remarkable customer experience for the people you serve. Deliver an experience that will live in their head rent-free long after it's over. Deliver an experience they'll want to share with their friends and family. Deliver an experience that proves to them you took the time to produce something special just for them. The more remarkable the experience you deliver, the more your customers will show up for you in a remarkable way. That's it for today's episode. If you like the show, I would so appreciate it if you would share it with a friend, colleague, and your network. It really does go a long way towards helping more people discover the show. And if you'd also like to support the show, one super easy way you can do that is by leaving a rating and review for it in your podcast player of choice. I got this review from, I'm not sure because it's the way it's written. It's either a Lavon Johnston II or it's Iavon Johnston II. Either way, please forgive me for not if I didn't get your name right. But they wrote, by far my favorite podcast. Inclusion and Marketing Podcast is my new favorite podcast. I always learn something new and find your podcast challenges me to think differently and even plant seeds of ideas that I can apply to my organization. If you ever need unique marketing ideas, please look at this podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for this review. I so appreciate you. And if you decide to leave a review yourself, please do let me know. Happy to give you a shout out and send you my thanks. One other quick question for you. Are you getting the Inclusion and Marketing newsletter? If not, let's remedy that. Let's remedy that real quick. Go to inclusionandmarketing.com/newsletter to get signed up. Each week, I send you tips, news, resources, stories, and other insights to help you build an inclusive brand that makes more of the people you serve feel like they belong with you. I'll drop a link to it in the show notes so you can access it easily. Until next time, remember, everyone deserves to have a place where they belong. Let's use our individual and collective power to ensure more people feel like they do. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you soon.